get the good material to start. Why waste time on kind of the second best material? So hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. So today I will rework this, I guess now 26-year-old Trident Maple that I started from a seed. And it was a seed I got from an arboretum. And I believe this is the Formosan variety. The leaves are a lot more glossy than the conventional ones you find here. So I'm gonna propagate this tree and make that available to you someday. This is only leaf out maybe 6 weeks. It had no leaves 6 weeks ago. Normally I would have let it go for another month or two before I clip it, but I wanted to get this bonsai clipped so that we'll be able to take this and put it in our website. So the trick about preparing a tree for a show or for photography is to clip it 4 to 6 weeks before the show, before you're going to exhibit it or before you want to take a photo, so that the tree will leaf out, fill out the gaps, and still not too big and not too overgrown. And then just before the photography, I would do a little bit of clipping for the few that kind of grown out of the proportion. Now, in this case, this is such a good material that I will save all of the cuttings for propagation. What you will find is that Trident maples are very, very easy to root. If you take these softwood cuttings, they are not terribly hard at this point. It's springtime. They literally root within a month or so. It's that easy. And if you put it in, keep it moist, don't let it dry out, it's almost 100%. So you can multiply your own collection very quickly, but get the good material to start. Why waste time on kind of the second best material? So this is a good one for you to get in the future. So with that in mind then, I'm not gonna work on the bottom because it's pretty good. And you can see the moss is growing. I'll clean that up a little bit before the photography, and then start working the top down, clipping it back, and then do the fine tuning at the end for the bigger picture. So with that in mind, then I'll start clipping away, but cutting off the really long branches first. So I cut off the apex. If I cut off this one, it will fill out a bit and then come on down. Fairly rounded for a mature tree. There's really no clear apex because the top tend to all fill out. So it's more like a hat, rounded. If you look at a mature tree, it tend to be rounded. And when I clip, I must not get carried away and pay attention to the short branches, to shorten the branches, but rather look at the big picture. Like in this tree, if you look at it, right now, the two are about the same width. And so I have to decide, and given that this is the base, and this is the front, let's say, then I want this side to be a little shorter to about here, and whereas this side need to be a little bit longer. So when I cut this, I better be remembering this and don't cut off all of these branches to shorten it, but to make a more ramification, but cut it so that this can grow long into this length, whereas this I want to be about this length. So over time, it will be right. So you need to keep track of the design itself. On the other hand, if I look at this side, yeah, I think that really need to be longer. And then this side need to be a little shorter. So like these two branches, I should not even cut off very much because I need this to grow out and shorten this so that it's more like this, right? The outline should be like this. So that's what you do about a mature tree. So in fact, I think what I should do is to cut the outline first before I gone into the detail, so to speak, see the tree in the forest or not see the tree in the forest. So this needs to be about like this length or even a little shorter. And this should be like about here, so it should be about here. And whereas this, I may even wire it. This one grows in the odd direction, so that's not so good. It comes from here, for example. So I need to be a little careful. but these two need to be out so that it's longer on this end, coming down like this. So that's where the head is, right? Right, okay, so this one, for example, is way too long because it's outside of the hat. So you don't want to carry it away and kind of look at the tree and not see the forest, so to speak, or whichever way that goes. So this one is obviously way too long, and it's back down this way. So when I clip off, there may be a bare spot, but this is 4 to 6 before taking the photograph. They will shoot out to fill out the void, and that's why you need to do it a little bit in advance of the shoot or the show, for that matter. So when you don't a place where you don't need to change the design, then you basically just shorten the needle so it will have ramification. So if you cut off one notch, it will have more branching coming out of the same place to make it look dense. So after you've done it, it's a little bit bare, but it will fill out. So this branch looks like it's right here, but when you look at it, it's way down from the other side. So you cut back to there and let it, hopefully it will shoot out adjacent to that where you cut it to increase the ramification without changing the design. I'm going to collect all of these so that someday you'll be able to have them for this good material, in a sense that particular variety. So this side I want to keep it short, so I'm cutting it close to where it came out before and not stay with the long branch. And Trident Maple has a way of budding on both sides, so if you want the branch to go this way, just cut it this way, cut this one off. Or if you want it to go that way, you cut it this way. So the energy will be focused on the direction you want it to go. You know, I enjoy doing the video because when I'm explaining it, I'm actually learning myself, because I usually do things in a kind of intuitive way. I don't think about it. But when I have to explain, I have to think about it, and I learn in the process. So in life, it's about give to get. If you don't give, you don't get, because people are not going to give it to you. Not only that, I would have never developed that insight, right? So, you know, it's okay to give because you give because you can afford to give, and you get is something that you don't have. So that's always a gain, you know, in a way. So be generous with whatever you do. Like I'm not worrying about coaching competitors because rising tide lifts all boats. We all get our fair share. So I'm not worrying about teaching competitors either. And then you also want to clean off the bottom of the branches. Like you can literally pull them to make it look better by pulling the bottom leaves off, because they're not contribute much to the look of the tree when you take a photo. As you can see, most of the growths are up towards pointing up. Like this branch is going down. I think outside should be pointing up, so I cut it off. Just to simulate nature always. They seek light, you know? Well, this is about the fourth time I do this tree because it's one of my better trees and one of my favorites. And also, a lot of people liked it. So I hope you will refer back to our old video and see the progression over time because there's usually a date stamp on it. Remove the clutter and branches where they don't belong so that what comes out will be more appropriate and right. And don't be afraid to cut off the leaves as well because they will grow back soon enough. As I'm doing, I'm learning. So that's always the process. Never stop learning. And I said this side wants to be longer, so I want to stay clear of these branches to let it grow longer. So this one's obviously kind of out of shape because there's no branching, but it will now that I cut the ends so that this side will fill out longer. And one other advantage after I clip it is the next set of leaves coming out smaller, which also makes it more appropriate for the photography. So again, I need to be careful not to clip off these long branches because that's the whole idea is to have it kind of expand out by an inch or so each time when I clip it, that is. So you can see this side is longer by 1 inch. And each time I clip it, so in a year it'll be 2 or 3 inches longer than this side. Gradually it'll be out here to make it more asymmetrical. So basically, when you have multiple branches coming out at one place to go different directions, just cut it off so you have a more streamlined look. So I'm almost done. A little bit cleaning up. I think that's pretty much it. And what I want to do is pull off a little bit more of the bottom to show more of the trunk structure. And when they fill out, you want to pull them as much so that I should not have cut off so much, but this one will be a dominant one to show the length of the side. I probably cut off one here that too much, but anyway, I need to cut this side a little shorter and let this side accentuate that side to be a little bit longer. So this clipping can go on forever because you can keep seeing the little branch need to be cut off. But beyond a certain point, you don't need to do that because you can do the final clipping before the photography. So like this branch looks very bare, but in 4 to 6 weeks, it will branch out to look nice, so to cover this bare spot. So I can say a lot about different parts of the tree that looks bare now, but in 6 weeks, it will fill up, and I'll show you what it looks like. So you can see this tree is a little bit shorter here. Hopefully in time, it will be a little bit longer here. As you can see, I'm cutting the leaves off from at the bottom because that only clutters up the tree and not show the branching, the trunk as well. And so that's what I'm doing. And also trees tend to grow up, and so the bottom, usually it's not so good to have. Okay, do you see now a little bit more of the trunk? So in summary, this is my 26-year-old Trident Maple. I started from a seed. Each year you work on it, you improve the ramification and modify the design ever so slightly so that over time it becomes exactly right. And in this case, what I did is I map out the outline. I wanted to be this side to be longer and that side to be shorter. So what I did is I cut out the outline so that I don't so I remember not to cut this one too short because I want this to branch out and maybe wire a little bit to make it in the right direction. And then this side shorten it so that it conforms to that design. Again, the tree had to look good all around. And in fact, not just the front and the back, the side too. Someday I may even make the side the front to see a better, more of the curve. So this is going to be a very, very nice, one of the nicest tree I have. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Click like if you think that you learned something useful. And please subscribe to our channel so that we can notify you of a new video that we'll do. And also, please write us with your comment to keep communications going. I need your feedback so that I have more subjects to talk about. Please sign up our email list so that we can notify you as we're closer to having trees for sale, because we'll have very limited quantities and I'd like you to get one. And so thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next week.